Hello YouTube, this is Ben Gessel. um, for this video we're going to be talking a little bit about something a little different. This is kind of a general, it has kind of a general interest aspect to it. And I'm sure that many of you have seen this website before. Um, I'll try to include it in the description. This is just the top websites in the USA and the world. And I'm also going to have a few of my own predictions about which ones are going to be bigger in the future, that sort of thing. So I'm just gonna go through these. There's top 100 sites. I'm just gonna talk about the top 30 here. And anyway, again with some of my own predictions. So it goes without saying, Google is definitely the top website. It's the big boy, and it's gonna stay that way. I think. It's pretty well. It has lockdown. I think in that #1 spot. So Google's #1. Then YouTube, I think, will beat Facebook in the future. Maybe not near future, but in the future. Um, it'll beat Facebook on SimilarWeb's top 100. And actually, YouTube might start getting a little closer to Google's dominance. But because Google owns YouTube, I mean, they're kind of now the same thing. And well, that's another subject, which is a ton of people have already commented on YouTube on. Anyway, and the Google YouTube merger. Yeah, that's a hot button topic. Okay, so anyway, YouTube is #2, Facebook #3. Of course, the SimilarWeb, whatever it was #1, but I don't think Facebook is going to get any bigger than it already is. It'll slowly, very slowly get less popular, but it's going to be a slow, very very gradual process when it gets smaller. It was so big. And personally, I just think Facebook has always been. Well, how can I put this? Google, there's nothing. Okay, I'm gonna wait till I'm done with this list before I mention too many of these things. But yeah, I'll wait for just a sec. So Wikipedia will maintain its status quo. It's #4. Yahoo. #5. It might get a tad less popular, but it's anyone's guess on Yahoo. Amazon's #6. I've always been I've had a growing uneasiness with Amazon. It's just kind of the online Walmart now, and in a sense, but again, more on Amazon here a bit. Windows Live, I don't know what this is, but that's #7. I've never used it. I'm wondering if it's like kind of like Skype. I'm not sure. Twitter, I don't really care for Twitter. It's #8. Instagram, I don't use Instagram. At #9. Reddit, I think I want to get more into in the future. It's #10. And I think these guys will grow, I think, a little bit more. I think that's a website of promise. So Reddit, yeah. #11, LinkedIn. There's too many things I'm doing right now. There's a lot of things that to me are still a little bit confusing, and one of them is how do you make LinkedIn more worthwhile for you to spend more time on professionally? And I'll get there, but man, LinkedIn. Anyway, it's #11. It's extremely impersonal, but it's supposed to be professional. I don't know. Yeah, you guys tell me what you think. eBay, #12. Sometimes I actually want to use them instead of Amazon. But I just whatever. Bing, #13. Yeah, Bing. #14, MSN. Yeah, more on that in a bit. #15, WordPress. I'll mention that more in a bit. That website. Microsoft, #16. Everyone knows about Microsoft. #17, Tumblr. Yeah, the crazy website where you just have all kinds of stuff. Kind of like MySpace, but even crazier. MySpace is only known by some now. MySpace isn't even on the list. I don't think it probably wasn't even in the top 100. So it's pretty small now. Pretty much indie bands and that sort of thing use those guys. But So, Blogspot. Yeah, it'll get maybe a bit more popular, but not a heck of a lot more popular. Netflix, of course, number 19. A lot of, when I mentioned all these things, I'm sure a lot of these names are triggering very strong reactions in you guys. Maybe even more so than politics. So, yeah, the big websites. Yeah. Stack Overflow, I don't know, really know. It's number 20. Imgur, I'm not really sure what that is. Apple Incorporated, number 22. IMDb, of course, number 23. Microsoft Office. Website, yeah, number 24. GitHub, number 25, programming site that I'm getting a little bit more familiar with recently. Number 26, Pinterest. Yeah, Pinterest. That website, yeah. I'll mention more about all this stuff here in a bit. PayPal, number 27. Pretty straightforward. I don't think I haven't heard of any complaints with PayPal. So it's pretty emotionally mute type of subject. Website. Microsoft Online. Twitch. I don't even know what Twitch is. Number 29. Oh. And Adobe. Number 30. There you go. Adobe Flash Player. Viruses. But yeah, all that stuff. So Adobe. They make good stuff. So going through this a bit more in detail now. So Google. A lot of folks make a lot of connections with Google and the Illuminati, right? Because they're the big boys. They're the big website. They're the ones that the biggest, by far the biggest. What you call them exactly? They help you find stuff. So all kinds of things to say about them. Everybody hated Google Plus, or at least most people I've watched videos at least with on YouTube, but most people, not a lot of people have really good things to say about Google Plus. Google Plus was supposed to be this more highbrow, polite kind of venue, and yeah, but not too many people really used it. At least it was kind of like a second LinkedIn, but it was almost like a forced LinkedIn a little bit in a sense. So there's a lot of mixed feelings with Google. Personally, I just think that they're a huge company that needs to be broken into other companies in the future. But I mean, it is what it is, and but yeah, it's Google as a whole is that's great. It's fine. I use Google every day, but Google Plus really stunk, and I want them to know that it really stunk. At least I thought it did. It's very confusing to use. It's a very clunky website. It isn't. Anyway, so I don't really use it. Why would I use it? It's it's like a second LinkedIn. Yeah, I don't know. And of course, this goes right into YouTube. The whole Google Plus YouTube thing that happened, and nobody liked that. No one. But YouTube is so great, so great. I think YouTube should be separated from Google. They should be separate companies. Okay, I really do, and I think a lot of people feel this the same way I do. It's like the two big boys, and they merge. Oh my gosh, whoa, yeah, wow, it's like and everybody's talking about that stuff. And Facebook, yeah. I mentioned the Illuminati already with Google. I don't think I need to mention that with Facebook. Everyone knows about all the rumors and things in that area, and I just think, what is it? What's the point of? At some point, if someone's actually keeping all this information somewhere, everything that you post about your life, what's the point of some agency doing something? What are they trying to do? Embarrass you somehow by what you post about yourself? And there's millions of other Americans doing the same thing. I just there's some things I take fairly seriously about all these kinds of areas, but when it comes to the Illuminati and Facebook, I'm not saying there's not a connection. I'm just saying, what can they possibly do? What really? I mean, there's more of a concern with identity theft than there is about Facebook, some government agency taking your information on Facebook. I don't know. Anyway, so tons of other people have mentioned a lot more about that subject than I have. So I'm not going to go there. So this one. So in the Wikipedia, I think it's pretty much like PayPal in a sense that it's very just emotionally flat kind of thing that they do. Wikipedia, of course, being an information provider, is going to be potentially a lot more invoking emotions in people than PayPal. But just because, of course, the obvious one being accuracy of because anybody can write a wiki or whatever. But sometimes there's notes that needs to be corrected. It could be not quite correct, false. But I think the Wikipedia is a great thing. I think it needs to kind of keep going. So I'm generally I'm thumbs up about Wikipedia, even if it's not always very factual. So you want to double check a lot of things. Yahoo, I've really hardly ever used Yahoo. What I've noticed in the past is that Yahoo has been around for a while, and even I remember a time when America Online, AOL, is still around, but it's really taken a beating. But there was the old internet providers, or the old I don't know, the internet browser things. I don't know. So you have I'm getting this all mixed up in my mind, but it's Yahoo's been around for a while, and but yeah, the old guys like Prodigy and AOL, and I think Yahoo was. I remember Yahoo came on the scene. It was fairly far back. So a lot of Yahoo users tend to be pretty loyal to Yahoo, fairly loyal. Anyway, so it has kind of a little niche, I think, in online Yahoo a little bit. And they're purple. They have a purple logo. So Amazon. This company I'm very suspicious of for very concrete reasons. I won't get into all now, but they've gotten enormous, and they're always hiring. They're a company that's always hiring, and so they come on in, and it all depends what you do, and there's all kinds of you generate all kinds of negative, sometimes positive, but a lot of negative publicity. They're different than Walmart, but I think they're similar. They're just kind of like all about productivity, and that's the bottom line is productivity, and they don't care how. That company's culture is very unique, and it doesn't matter to them if somebody's sometimes your boss or it's you, whoever is not being productive, they're going to try to axe. And so, great, but it's at what price and what shortcuts are they taking to get more productivity? And so, it's just a very controversial company that I've only used here and there. And again, I can mention more about this subject, but I probably shouldn't. But Amazon, yeah, I'm suspicious of them. But they're huge. Windows Live. I don't know who these guys. I haven't used Windows Live. I mentioned something about Twitter. It's just kind of it's an annoyance for me. I mentioned Instagram and Reddit, LinkedIn. Really, I send up my feelings there. And LinkedIn isn't negative. It's just that I'm like, I don't really right now. Whatever. eBay, Bing. Everybody picks on Bing. I think if Google were to make some missteps, Bing should be one of the guys to step up to the plate. So it'd be interesting to see that happen. I would be actually pretty happy with a Bing takeover a little bit. That might be kind of fun, and that's what I think Bing is hoping for. But I just think that there's a lot of folks in Google. They're trying to recruit. They're recruiting the very best talent, and because they have some of the very best folks, it's going to be incredibly difficult for Bing to ever get where Google is. But that's it can be one of the things to watch for, in the future. MSN. There's some things I remember a while back hearing about with MSN. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I've tried using WordPress, and again, I won't get to that right now. WordPress, I think, I'm pretty neutral on WordPress. And everybody knows about Microsoft. I mentioned Tumblr's kind of the crazy website. Blogspot, Netflix. Netflix, I think everybody's mentioned things about Netflix online as well. So I've generally been pretty happy with this company. I just think that when it comes to movies, the older you get, the more movies you've seen, you just get pickier with your movie choices. And there's some movies that sometimes I'll just see just to kind of as a feel good thing or just kind of in the background. But you get to a point where you're just like, no, I really don't want to feel like watching a movie, but you just want to relax. So what do? Well, I don't know. You can do other things that are whatever. I don't know. For me, movies are just like I've seen it already. And I think with Netflix that they seem to always have all these independent movies and documentaries, which is great, as well as a very large number of kid movies. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of good, especially the streaming thing. The documentary thing is, I understand why maybe they're kind of getting into that. I would be curious more about their independent movies, the European, Euro Canal, whatever, the French stuff. That's really where Netflix is going to shine really strongly. More, that's going to be one of their things they need to keep doing. Because there's movies that I've never heard of that are outstanding and just different, and just great for the imagination. And Netflix, so again, this independent, oftentimes animated, but not just independent movies especially from Europe. Sometimes India, and but that's Netflix's strong point. It's their independent movies, and then you have like all the other things. But gosh, this is admit it. I mean, whenever you have a good fantasy adventure, a good sci-fi adventure, but especially fantasy, when you have a really solid fantasy adventure movie, especially something that's not only family friendly, but also something that is really exciting for adults to watch. It's just how often does a movie like that come out? I mean, it's just yes, there's some that are okay. There's always some that are okay, but there's very few that are outstanding. And I just that's the one type of movie I think we all want more of. It's so expensive to make some of these movies. It doesn't have to be expensive. We're not always looking for the big budget movies. Really, we're not. Anyway, so, but yes, we want to see more of that kind of stuff on Netflix, but Netflix only can have so many movies that they're limited somehow. It's the limitations that we gripe about. And then, if we're paying more, would we get more? I don't know. So, that's what a lot of people are talking about. So, Stack Overflow, I've never used them. Again, Anchor, I've never used them. IMDb, I think it's a really great website for a variety of reasons. It's awesome. I think they need to keep getting. It's one of the best ones. So Hollywood movies and TV. Yeah, sort of. So, all the information about those guys. Anything else that I want to mention here? Then there's like other websites. I didn't mention any websites, by the way, in this video that are porn websites. Nothing like that. I don't want to talk about those guys at all. It's nasty stuff. So. There's Dropbox, which I think I've used before a little bit. It took a film scoring program, music composition, and so Dropbox I think is it's great. It's just you get it's a familiarity thing. Some things just is a question of how much you're using them. So how familiar you are with different kinds of websites, and Dropbox you wouldn't really use unless you were doing something collaborative that way. So with different folks online, involving sharing documents and that sort of thing. So I've never heard of WhatsApp. There's Google File Storage. I don't know. Ask.com. You can ask some questions. That's great. It's a great website. CNN. I'm not really crazy about CNN. My feelings used to be a little bit more positive when I was younger. Now they're a bit more negative. I don't know. It's kind of middle of the road, really. But Craigslist. Yeah, that goes without saying. When I mentioned the word Craigslist, all of a sudden, boom. The first thing you think of is, somebody that's going to scam me, or somebody's going to something bad happens to someone that visits someone on Craigslist. Yes. We all know about that. So I haven't used Craigslist really much at all in the past. Go.com, it's Disney. I don't know. I've never really used it. AccuWeather. I think I've used AccuWeather. It's actually a pretty cool website. So there you go, guys. Just 30 top websites and some of my feelings about them. Some of these guys I have more. I think if anything, if anything, YouTube is the one website that really should be, I think, number one. And they need to break away from Google. That might be painful, but this is the website I think that overall I like the most, and I think that's the one that we care about the most, a lot of us, because we can share videos. And this is really, really, really awesome. And what can you do with Skype? Skype, you can talk to people online, like interact with them, and that's all fine and good, but you can't network like you can with people on YouTube. And Skype is awkward to use. There's always video issues and things. And my family uses Skype a lot. And there's other video sharing things out there too. But YouTube is what we like the most. I think most of us getting so far. So this is the one I think that will. If there's any website that will beat Google, it won't be Facebook. It will be YouTube, I think. So anyway, I'll catch you guys later.